The basket, it has a ball in it, I've heard.
When she knowledgeable. Let's see what Loud have got for us. Going into this, you definitely think it would be like a pretty close, fun game. It was kind of a banger, I'm not gonna lie. That map one was pretty sick.
It was pretty fire.
I'm hoping the fireworks continue into Pearl.
I mean, we do get to see EG with Ye over on the Jet, which is always fun. Icy's back on Yoru duty again on this map.
EG have always been trying some wacky stuff over on Pearl since they started in Kickoff when Ye was on the Phoenix. But right now, I love this Jet Yoru stuff. Watching C9 on this map, so good. And they can, you know, run a relatively same idea here where they force players into nature.
Look at Digizin, he's going for a walk. He's all the way through B, going back towards mid. There's going to be a pretty heavy stack on A by the time EG commit this execute.
Hey, I'm not crazy. Ye has been on the Yoru previously. Like, even in their win versus... Wait, no, I'm trolling.
You are trolling, but there's a hit coming in, Christy.
What am I talking about?
EG are out on the site.
Oh my
Lucho
God.
spammed down by Nature, and now they'll fight back towards Secret. 2Es, good for a second. He ended the game, and he starts this one strong as well.
Dang, he is stepping up. And Nature right now isolated on the site.
The players' main are not smoked off, though, so there is a crossfire. Now the smoke's up. And Pankata is rewarded with the kill. Swing out, Sheriff, he's pulled wide.
Oh my God.
He adjusts for the kills.
What a lovely retake, but first of all, you have to give massive credit to 2Es, who's able to win 2 duels towards Dugout. And then after the fact, Loud are able to isolate Nature, who's caught on the site, playing around that Nebula. Then they triple face, fight main together off the grab. Well, that was nicely played with what little utility they had on offer in the pistol.
For sure. Yeah, let's watch that again. The slide into the boom transfer. And the defuse. Let me fight for my life here because it was the swap between the two. Before last series, it had been Ye on the Yoru and Icy on the Jet, and they flipped for Crew, dominated Crew. They're maintaining that here today.
And that makes sense.
You're only a little crazy.
I wasn't crazy. I misspoke, Mimi.
I'm
not crazy.
Misspeak.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say to Chuck McGill, I am not crazy.
Can someone get me my aluminum foil?
All right, Lucio taking some early damage. Feels like he needs to retreat off that line.
Yeah, EG, they're on an eco, but there could be a little chicanery in this
silly
round.
They've got a silly Mart. I like it. I see what you did there.
The people that haven't watched Better Call Saul, no clue.
For those who have, they loved that bit. As Lucio is just getting flash, fighting back in Pankata 17. This is ridiculous. It's Pankata and Lucio Doncic again.
Say the line. Say the line.
Bronkata and wait, what line? Bronkata and Lucio Doncic on the site.
It's like 2 Radiant players versus...
Oh, 2 Radiants versus 5 I.
I was thinking of the why don't miss a shot thing.
Oh, that
Like
again?
the Brazil guy.
Oh, we'll wait on that one. For
We'll hold
another
on to that
why
one.
he don't miss shots moment.
I like how we all went completely different directions. Say the thing. Everyone has a different idea.
I like Bronkata and Doncic. That's really good. Yeah, and maybe if it was these two, they would have won that first playoffs game.
Maybe.
True.
Louder about to go for a big fight here into mid. Flash on through, but
my
that transfer is...
he
I
is
feel like
sick
we're just
today.
reacting to a highlight reel this match.
Dare I say, I'm not going to say it.
This is just a montage.
What do you
And
do?
I like it. He said he wasn't going to say it.
You're smart.
I wasn't going to say it. Well, I was going to say Prime Ye.
Oh,
Whenever Ye hits
Okay,
a clip,
buddy.
I'm just going to say Prime Ye, because that's what the people say these days.
All right, Superman is taking his sweet time, just trying to contact up towards B, clear out those common close angles.
Yeah.
At some point, they're going to have to activate that shear wall.
I don't love Lucio's odds with just a Marshall backside.
No,
I wouldn't say I
certainly
hate
not
them
ideal.
either.
Although also, like, right now with this walk-up A main, Cal getting all the info, Loud can start to lean over into B, call Pankata in to assist Lucio. That duo, we just saw it last round, completely carve up EG on their exec.
Cowanzine has a really nice timing on this
He might
walk.
just get both kills right now. This is
Oh,
crazy.
He's going
flank.
knife
30
out.
seconds left.
Cowanzine, perfect timing. That's one. And he dips away. Doesn't get greedy.
No, and now you have to plant this spike if you're Nature,
20
feeling the
seconds.
pressure of the time.
Lucio. has a fight here. When does he choose to swing with? But another swing at Nature gets it done. But the plant is still not down, and Pankata has snuck in backside. A flank coming through. They're crossing them up every which way is Pankata. Somehow doesn't come up with the second, and now Nature, the IGL, a chance to win this in the 1v1.
Great kill on Pankata, who's going to regret getting ahead of himself, trying to take that fight before Kawanzin is here and now. You're not playing it forward, but Kawanzin doesn't have a gun.
Does it matter? No way. I mean, almost gets it on the right click, but it's Nature coming up with the clutch instead.
I mean, still though, that is EG only surviving one player on the anti-bonus.
Pankata said in the interview with Riv, we just needed more money. They kept making it too close on every eco. And
Be for real.
I would say this is more so getting their funny off this round.
I mean, they could have won that if they just if they slowed down at the very end in that 2 versus 1. But you have to give credit to Nature. He's come up with a couple clutches already today for EG.
I was gonna say, him and
Ye
are the only guys on the board right now.
Ye has postured himself into that Nebula, which is going to expire soon, to just seem tons of space towards B, allowing for that stack up that you see from the defenders.
Great forward information. Missiles pushes Luxo off the line in street, but again, Louder can have a clear picture of what EG are trying to do this round.
Yeah, and in street, look at that sheer position so far forward, hasn't been procced, still just allowing Loud to stack up at the proper site.
Ditchazine is a crazy man. It's a 5v5, 40 seconds in, and he's walking on him.
He still has the TP to go back to back hall. Louder actually giving up the high-low they had looking into Art because the clock is starting to wind down.
I would love to see him bait this wall and just TP back.
Well,
that
again,
pressure.
Yeah, it's great, right? And Loud can stall this plant with Tejo missiles. They're going to have an Astro Wall too for a quick retake. Like, EG need to start acting now or it's going to become more and more challenging.
Thorns up. Another bit of stall. Finally, EG are making this hit happen, but there's so many players backside ready to flood in. Util.
Loud have 5 players here.
Yeah, it's starting to rain in already. Here's that retake. 25 seconds. Spike not planted. Luke Show trying to wrangle the shots. They're both low in this fight against Nature. He'll win it. Trade is there, but Loud has arrived on the site, and they have control. 15 seconds, and Loud has locked the door in the face of EG. A suck onto the bomb. Icy trying desperately to get a plant down, but the spam, his health, it's just not there. Finally a stick coming through, but the spam in time, and they're out of it. Nature runs for the hills, and EG lose the round.
That was allowed with map control the entire time, able to stack up the proper site, and then Luxo taking that 1v1 against Nature, finds the kill, drags another player off site, forced to fight him, and then EG's presence actually trying to get the spike down, lessen, Loud pressure forward. Really well handled.
Yeah, EG have to be able to put pressure back on these players in towards Secret, or you're never going to be able to get the spike down. It wasn't possible, and Loud didn't even have to use the Cosmic Divide. That is brutal. Talk about not having money. EG now onto the full save.
Ditchazine is more than happy to just do this again, where he walks up with the Outlaw, but this time EG on that full call.
Supa has a Vandal.
And he gets a kill onto Ditchazine.
Now there's knives. There's some options for EG to play this round through.
Real opportunity. If Icy gets 1 kill or an orb, he can dimensionally drift to do the funniest thing. He had a Bucky, but he actually throws it to Ye. Never mind. The funniest thing won't happen.
Walk up for Kawanzin. Did he get spotted? There's a player just around that corner. I don't think Nature knows.
Loud are really challenging the extremities. Last round it was B, now A.
They're so bold with these walk-ups.
I mean, even 2 rounds ago, it was Cow that walked all the way through A to get that re-wrap towards Street.
And
the time again, guys, 50 seconds.
But every round, it's like Loud, get that forward walk-up, and then hard stack the other side of the map. So there's always time pressure because EG are slowly working into the mid-space and not finding any kills. The clock is just draining and draining away.
And at that, they're never actually triggering that sheer wall on either mid nor, or, the street nor arc.
Here's the execute. Luke Show, Pankata. I mean, they're just going to get ripped to pieces, surely. No time.
Here's
no
that
space
wrap
for AEG, and they're getting locked into a corner. The smoke will fade, the kill will come in, and this round, there's no way EG can get out of this one. Spikes on the ground, and good night. You said it, Wyatt. They need to be dealing with this sheer in the mid-round, or they are just going to be losing all of their map control without even knowing it.
Loud have also been so proactive and willing to take the extremity control even on their lonesome, and then, as you mentioned on top of that, the wall not being activated. This is full map control for Loud.
What I will say for EG and Hope going forward is they're aware of these walk-ups, right? Because both times Cow has pushed through A, he's gone the flank and gotten those kills. Although he possibly could have come through Art, they don't know for sure it was through A main. The time that Digizin pushed down B, he triggered their shear wall, so there's an idea that EG have that it has been these walk-ups. I think the idea might just be run harder execs and stop that time from being taken away from them.
And that idea is all well and good, but DG's off. Okay, it's dealt with. Ye gets the opener. Icy, who is he going to try to go for here? Out with the Bucky, Icy! He gets his kill.
Yeah, good movement, tossing the jump in
The
there
horns!
too!
No one broke it! That's one kill, another spam
Oh my god,
from
just
Tui's.
random spam. And Cowanting has the Armageddon for the next tap, or to try and clear out back halls when they get back in.
There it is. There's nowhere for Ye to go but in. Trying to find something. Super will bail him out, and now he's been able to slip back towards Street. Loud still not scaled out into the site. We'll get some info. No one's played close. But even then, Ye still going back into the fire. Loud aren't into the site. Ye is here. Finally taken down, but lots of time dealt with. The rest of EG playing deep towards long. First tap onto the spike now.
I think it's going to be a straight post plant. They don't have the time for this. Loud finally getting on the spike. Finally trying to stick things through. Tui's gets the kill. There's still room for the stick. Super adjusts. Just in the nick of time. Got closer than it maybe should have been, but EG still win it out.
They've done a great job at shutting down Digizin now on these prior 2 rounds, who's been pushing up with the scoped weapons, trying to find that opening towards B-Long. At some point, though, on that Loud 2v2, you just know they're cooked, because despite your Ye going down, he did a great job delaying forward, and so by the time that Loud were actually able to get to the spike and tap, there were 2 stars down. It's just, you just know it's over at that point.
That's relatable.
Me for real.
We've been there. We have been there.
And that's going to force the timeout to be taken here.
There's a Red Bull clutch to win that round, but it does give a little momentum back to EG. Seems like this is a technical pause.
Yeah, so it's a tech pause.
He's got the hot towel, gonna get a nice shave.
We were told we're investigating a bug. I'm gonna assume we're investigating that one of the Loud players can't see anything.
When we do get back into this, I was also just looking at the EG economy because they lost so many players. It's going to be in a rough spot. Loud will still have an opportunity to win 1 round for 2, unless EG get the plant down, get some additional cash, but they have an opportunity to extend the lead for sure when we get back in this.
Yeah, if they win a round, that would extend it for sure.
5 to 5.
Yeah.
And then possibly even to
That's
6 when
really
you have no money.
math. I'm so happy you guys are on your, on your
4
game
plus
today.
1.
The hand warmer face meta seems to be something developing. It looks really cozy.
It can't be sanitary though, no? Because you put your grubby paws all over the hand warmer and then it's on your forehead.
Speak for your own paws, buddy.
I don't know.
Wash
You're
your
touching
hands.
Which player do you think that
I
is?
think it's Digizin, no?
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
Listen.
I mean, I can't even see his hair from here, so.
Object permanence? Question mark. Where did he go? Show the
John Cena coming out early.
Which, okay, a VALORANT player in Americas, who would be the best contender in WrestleMania?
The best contender in WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just
Digizin, you can't see him.
Let me think. You put me on the spot with an incredibly specific
hear me
question.
out. Wyatt, let me sell this for you. You got Digizin in one corner, John Cena in the other, right? And then you just run the clip. You don't actually have to have anyone there.
I know this is a bad answer. I'm gonna give you some time to think. Let's watch a little video. When we come back, I want an answer. Here we go. Veteran Pancata, he spoke with us earlier about his thoughts on Loud's new rookie, Luke Show. Let's listen, then you answer.
Are any of these gamers even fit?
Play the video.
O Luke Show ele se adaptou muito fácil. Ele já estava treinando com a gente, não jogando, ele jogou poucos mapas, mas assistindo de perto e participando e anotando e vendo tudo que tava rolando. Então a adição dele foi muito fácil, ele já estava ligado no que fazer. Fora que ele tem um talento sensacional, né? Mostrando aí no palco como ele é tão bom individualmente. Então foi muito fácil, caiu como uma luva, muito talentoso. E agora vamos manter.
stand in the lineup. You heard it here in that video. Makes sense. Luxio's been absolutely impressive. It was him and Pincata leading the way with 27 kills apiece in map number 1 to put Loud up in this series. If you're just joining us, we're still in a tech pause game, a bug being investigated by our admins. More importantly, I asked you a question, Wyatt.
No,
Which VCT Americas player would be the best wrestler?
Okay, not a player, but I could see Potter being inserted into the fatal 4-way that opens Mania tonight.
You think?
Potter's got the size, wingspan. Yeah, I could see Potter hitting a nasty frog splash. So I'll go with Potter. And TCK with C9. I was thinking of who's Jack. That dude is built.
Who, QCK?
No, TCK.
Oh, TCK,
yeah,
okay.
TCK, that is a fit man.
I was like, QCK?
No, I could see him contending for the IC title. TCK versus Braun Breaker, I'll take that. I'm
Did you
talking
have an
nonsense.
I don't know what any of this
I'm
means.
talking absolute nonsense. What?
Chrissy, did you have an answer?
I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer?
I'm not a WrestleManiac.
Is that what they call the fans?
Yeah, they call me Mr. Maniac.
All right, well, let's check in with your favorite would-be wrestler, Potter. She also had a word with us, this time about Ye's return and really his debut here for VCT Americas getting picked up by this team. Let's take a listen to her thoughts on El Diablo.
Is that his wrestling name?
Ye is an incredible, incredible player. So much story, so much baggage as well. You know, he's had an incredibly tough couple of years. I've had an incredibly tough last year. So we're kind of coming at it from the same place, which I really like. And we're both having to kind of rewrite how everyone else sees us. You know, when he first joined EG, there was a lot of learning that he had to do, a lot of learning that I had to do. He's been a part of a lot of high-performing teams, as have I, and so just figuring out what wasn't working for him in the last couple of years and what might work for him on this roster has been a journey. It took a little bit of time to figure out exactly what kind of teammate he was going to be for us, but I think being somebody that has had as much success as he has over the past few years, it's kind of stunning to figure out that wait a minute, okay, well, let's do it a different way. And just working with your peers and collaborating, that's something that I think we're all learning together, and I'm really impressed with how much dedication Ye has to that.
Potter definitely took a risk on Ye, bringing him into this roster off of you know how rough his last 2 years were. The failure of that bleed roster, even earlier the implosion of DSG and challengers when he was there. It was some pretty tough sledding, even going back to getting dropped from C9 for role issues after one event. But now he's here on EG and he's trying to find his mark. We're still in a tech pause. You can see Icy's game not open, so
Yeah, it's not in VALORANT. That's a problem.
we've heard it's going to be 3 minutes. We'll see how accurate that
was
is.
about
But
1 minute ago.
yeah,
So
hopefully we'll be back
we're
in
getting
soon.
there.
So you want to click the play button, Icy. That's the first step.
Good first step.
Yep. Right. We are being informed we have to teach him how to load VALORANT.
Oh.
And I'm sure that was not sarcastic. He got in!
Nice, he got
Wow.
You got to put the referee jersey back on and go help the man.
It's true. It's true.
in. The old lore. I could also see El Diablo in like a lucha tag team with Rey Mysterio. That would work
Who's
too.
Rey Mysterio?
You don't know
I
who Rey
know who that is.
Mysterio
He's the dude with the
Well, I've
mask.
heard the
Yeah.
name.
He's got the
Alright,
mask.
that's-
He's so mysterious.
That's crazy.
I think I watched a Jack
Didn't
Black
they-
movie where they had that.
Didn't
Yeah,
they
there was
find
a-
out who that was, and then that was a big deal, like in a bad way? Like he wasn't supposed to be known who it was?
I can't. It's kind. I mean, it's not like he wears it in the mask in airports. I mean, you should like, you know.
Getting on your United Airlines flight, you just see a luchador as you walk past.
I want to check in. Can we look at Ye's monitor? Is that
Yeah,
a
show us his
possibility?
monitor.
Oh, we can
Oh,
see
not-
Icy's
No,
monitor.
Yay! Why is Icy
Or not
closing
Ye. I mean
Valorant?
Icy. Sorry, that's not Ye.
There you
that's
go. That's
Icy.
the right button.
Did he pick the right tournament realm? That's the
That
question.
is. He probably picked the wrong one the last time because I saw him messing with it.
Just accidentally clicks on League. We have to reset again.
Okay. Another alternate reality question. Which VCT Americas pro would be the best league for us?
No, this is true. I know the answer to this.
Oh, really?
Boostio. Boostio is currently Grandmaster in League of Legends.
Is that Please give it to me in Valorant terms. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's like high immortal. Yeah.
Oh.
That's right underneath Radiant.
That's impressive.
I found, or at least during kickoff, I think he told me that.
Yeah, it's funny. We have a lot of pros who like were pros at other games you wouldn't expect in the past. And not the case with Boostio, but I mean, what, he was like a tier 2 player back in Overwatch. So there's always the stories going back through. Also, a lot of new rookies who their first pro game is Valorant. A lot of them showing up on the stage today. The likes of Luke especially, who's been very impressive. New issue is manifesting, or so I'm hearing. Mouse issue.
Nice.
Man.
Nice.
So you're going to want to plug the mouse in. That's the first step.
You really casted with Pansy at Bangkok and then brought her energy back here.
It's messed up. Look how many. He has 4 bottles of water, two
I
other
respect
drinks.
that. He's hydrated.
What is. No, they're like still full, though. He didn't empty them.
Well, 2 of them are.
Never, like,
he's gone through 2.
You never like forget you have like a cup of water and you go to the kitchen, you fill
Throw
another cup
them
of water.
away.
Oh, no. You got to stay with 3 different drinks. I got like my hot tea and my sparkling water and
my
my
God,
regular
Digizyn's
still
back.
water.
He's back. Where'd he go?
Okay.
Call back to your lack of object permanence, I suppose.
Comedy.
It's a reference.
Well, we still have some technical issues.
Oh,
so
give us a video, Mimi,
We've
please.
got a video, let me tell you. This time, EG's Nature on his thoughts on Loud.
Can we see his letterbox?
I do think we saw Loud's form against both the last 2 teams. The Sentinels for sure. I mean, they brought it a very close 2-1 series, I would say, and they definitely could have won it hands down. And we're talking about, like, for me, like, Kalendzine had a pretty rough series, and he's usually, when we talk about Loud, this guy is always good for 3. Always. And he had a really rough series, and they still brought it, like, insanely close.
Interesting to hear from EG's IGL, and a little update for the viewers back at home. We are past game issues. We're in a new era, and we now have, quote, major mouse issues.
Major mash issues.
Oh, and it's all fixed, is
and
what we're
fixed.
hearing.
Cool.
Was it the classic, I forgot to charge my wireless mouse?
Major issues. I didn't plug it in.
That happens constant. That is the bane of the challengers player. The amount of tech pauses that we get in challenges because players forget to charge their
That was
mic.
a good caster mix. We got the game to fix itself. Okay, here we go. Map number 2. This game, no stakes for the playoffs, but both teams clearly trying, and Loud trying to get their first win with a 2-0.
They're leaving it all on the field.
They
That's
really
true.
are. Not to be a KDA Andy, but Pancata is 11-2 after the 27 kill performance he had on map 1.
That's so insane. The talent on Loud, the shooters that they have, this is why I don't understand how they're 0-4. These
It
guys
doesn't make sense.
have some sick players.
Oh, yeah. Actually, okay, I thought Ye was maybe going to try and step up after that drone since he was a little more forward. But right now, EG are taking things really slowly.
Doesn't want to step into the ring.
But the slow play has been an issue for EG. They've lost a lot of rounds simply due to time. This time, though, they have dealt with the Vise wall in mid, and that has been evading them for the first part of this half.
Looks like Loud may want to re-clear A main. Yeah, they're going to do so off the Prowler, get the information as Ye is forced to break it, and the stealth turn for EG will allow him to take that forward space, set up for an A-hit split.
But look, Luxo is running over, and he's got the Visal. We're down to 35 seconds. Derek is kind of selling this by taking the orb for the ultimate. Loud again can play to just stall out this hit.
Double ult's used, but that's just going to send Loud straight into the site. They're here to brawl. Dash through. The double duelists have arrived. The plant still yet to. Oh, the fight through the smoke. Ye was alone there. And he dies for his hubris. Now an advantage to Loud. They're going to put more ults into this one. Guns taken away. Icy, very alone here. Just a shorty in his hands. We saw
Nice
Ye
smoke to
do
play
it.
with, though.
A little late, but Digizyn could try to rip that ultimate, get in and get all the info. Yeah, he's going to.
He gets out. Now a 4v4. Ult from Digizyn. Kalendzine is holding this one. Missiles finally in, but they've got it halfway. Icy only goes 1 for 1. And there's still a lot of time for Loud to play with. Kawa is sticking again, and no one is stopping him. No one is swinging him. The pull doesn't come in. They didn't think it was halved, and they lose the round because of it. Loud now 5-2 up.
And it's another 3K for Pancata. I mean, like, what is
14-2.
going on?
He's 14-2.
7.0 KD.
Astra. Yeah, I mean, the first one is, yeah, that fight through is just...
Was there a Yoru flash or something I missed?
Icy had 1 flash left, but I mean, Potter's looking befuddled. As am I.
Uh-oh.
Just unfortunate that nothing was really set
Okay,
up
it's a
there. And yeah,
tactical
calling
timeout.
a timeout after a pretty disastrous post-plant from EG.
I mean, I can get inside Ye's head there and see what he's trying to do. Like, there's big retake ultimates for the side of Loud, so if you can take that timing and get the kill, especially if it's onto, you know, the Vise, for example, all of a sudden that just straight up wins the round. But it is a big gamble to go for, and you saw what sort of happened to EG after it. It's only the Yoru and Icy that can stay on the site, get one kill before TPing out. I don't know, I just feel like EG are consistently running both into time trouble and also not having any forward positions on sites in the post plant.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely the idea Ye had, but it was just not synced up with anything. And that was their undoing. You know, Loud were also finally able to extract some value out of the off, just by virtue of Digizin holding down B the entire time and nobody actually getting into him. They're consistently able to stack up the majority of their players towards A.
In his rookie season, Loud Luxio has the highest ACS, 280, across all 4 international leagues.
And he hasn't won a series.
That's crazy. Yeah, it is
That's
absolutely crazy. All right, early on Loud are putting emphasis on that A extremity control.
This is pretty classic for them, right? Those
Yeah,
walk-ups,
definitely.
the forward postings. Digizin has the operator there, so certainly makes sense. Once the smoke goes down too, they can probably rotate Kawa out of the space. Maybe even drone seeing nothing, the Yoru could TP out.
Ooh, I wonder if that caught him. That was honestly tough to tell. It was super close either way. As EG have made their way down Link, and they're going to have late presence for B main. I like, yeah, same Loud. They're trying to take some forward presence, cut off the split before it comes in.
Because they know EG consistently play into mid. There's only 1 or 2 guys that'll go towards B long.
So it's looking to be a 2v2 in that part of the map.
Look at how EG are exploring through sewer at the moment. They are all over the map.
This is a freestyle round from EG.
But
try and find something.
They have all the space except the space they actually need to get the spike to safety. Yoru TPs back deeper into main.
So seeing those 2 players pushed up B, there's going to be a fight for a moment
They're
off the
using
clone.
the ult on a fake here.
But there's still a problem towards A. The Yoru is here. The spike is moving over onto that side of the map.
But Digizin is going back towards the site. He needs to be ready to fight in main. He could win the round here.
The spike is still so far away with only 19 now.
He eats a stun. He might die for it. Stunned the second time.
Oh, the
Flash in his
flash.
face. He's
Hello.
still alive. 10 seconds. The spike now races into the site. It's the pistols. Come alive for EG. And now the spam! The round! Can they still win it? The plant's coming in. It's back and forth. Icy needs the stick, but Benkata. Now a 1v1. Then Icy. What was that round?
How on earth do they win that? With, what was it, 12 seconds when they were stuck in main trying to get onto the site? Pancata gets the double spam.
He walks accidentally into a stun, then gets stunned a second time by the Astra.
My eyes! Get acid into my eyes! What is A main right now?
That is a... Pancata just gets 2 kills spamming the
Digizin is
smoke.
double stunned, but at the same time double flashing EG. And then with the 0.5 seconds, what, we're getting the plant down only to win the Thrifty?
Good round, EG.
Yeah, yay. Right
did it.
back
Good
in it.
job, round of
That
applause.
is a classic Potter timeout. Instantly, EG are back with a round win.
Oh, don't even.
It's also put Loud on an eco.
Right.
EG have already opened this up, got the first kill.
Don't give away another gun, thank you.
All good.
I just want one normal anti-eco.
No.
That's all I'm asking.
I'm not going to let you have it because Luxio and Pancata are alive. Let me spin you something.
No.
All right, there we go. That was a reverse caster curse.
Good job.
They're going to stabilize a bit now, EG, with the economy, and Icy, because of all those prior kills he got, getting the spike down, etc., has the dimensional drift to really get EG back in this game, get the score tied up 5-5. That's going to be the one ultimate of significance in this. I mean, to be fair, Pancata has the Cosmic Divide, but the dimensional drift is just free low in the meta right now.
I think that was also Loud's throwaway round of fighting for the mid space on the low buy. Back to playing for mains, back to getting Digizin with a rifle this time. Posted up B long. think it makes sense because so many of these rounds are coming down to the later moments too. Also just didn't have the money for it.
Next?
Okay, there's a gate crash from Icy placed over towards Art, going to teleport through now, get the information on A. EG, they want to pivot back, get into that A site, execute with a split.
What?
Just popping
He's
out of the
sticking that?
And he doesn't die for it either. Cowanzine runs. It's another round where the site gets
that's
wild,
so sick.
and Cowanzine is the one who wins it out. The trade there is very nice from Ye, but Luxio's come up on the flank, eating away at some damage and shooed back to the safety of his teammates.
Yeah, Luxio's kind of struggled on that angle a few times. EG now droning to get back into the space, but I think they may just end up rotating back towards B. They've left Ye for the time being. He'll try to retreat himself after a few warning shots back in, but Luxio snuck into the B site.
Yeah,
It's
and
behind the Cosmic Divide.
that sheer wall did get activated in street.
Okay, past the because the Vise got past the Astral, they hear these rotates, so Spike is going back into A. EG have the audio info. Loud didn't think they could.
They're slow though. Loud is working back, but they're not running it.
20 seconds, guys, let's do it.
They're finally gonna find the site. Get the plant down.
15 seconds.
Get
They
the
should
plant
be
down.
able to plant here safely.
Okay, they've done that one for the first time. It's not too nail biting.
And Ye's boosted up on top of this box. Super annoying angle for Loud to deal with on the retake.
3 in Art, 1 in main for the post fight. No presence on the site. And Digizin, he has a key position here, but he has to contend with Ye up top this box. This fight might just decide the round. Digizin starts to work in. It's free onto Ye. Flash in hand, but he dips back to safety, and now support has arrived in Loud. 2v2 towards Art. They're dealing with every kill, and the util starts to fall away. Missiles were used. They'll delay for a moment, but Derek is so far away from this fight, and now he's the only one left. It's not enough. Loud has to run. The time has expired, and EG sneak away with the round.
I didn't see exactly what happened there on the site from Loud. They had 3 players around the spike, couldn't actually get back
I think
on
it was the missiles.
The missiles came in for sure.
There's super late delay from Derek. It was really looking good for Loud. Digizin played that situation towards Art in really excellent fashion. Had Luxio come double up with him after this kill, play off of that Yoru flash, but yeah, it was Derek playing way far back on the run, gets the delay off with the salvos.
Is this another Potter timeout? We had one, what, 4 rounds ago? No, it's a
Really
tech
not.
pause.
Ah. Thanks to the back wall, we were able to deduce that information. And now the assistant's on our screen.
Hopefully we'll get a status update soon, check in on any potential major mouse issues.
Hopefully we don't, actually.
Yeah,
Let's just talk.
I would rather start the game.
Nah.
Okay, what do you want to talk about then?
I don't, wait, whoa, don't put me on the spot
You
here.
said I just want to talk and then don't have a topic?
I don't know, my feelings?
Tell me about, how are you feeling about this map?
Where did those cartons of eggs come from?
The ones in front of us?
Yeah, have those been there the whole time?
They've been there the
Yeah,
whole
we've
time.
got
I just didn't.
ages 4+ this adds. I realize there's no visual element to this, so I'm not sure how compelling the eggs in front of us is.
No,
but
just that was an intrusive thought.
yeah, you just let it
They
slip
came
through.
up.
This is what happens by the time of the second, third tech pause. The intrusive thoughts always
They
start
win.
to win,
They
yes.
win.
They begin to win.
At least I get to enjoy my apple cinnamon hot tea.
Now, what do you
Great
tell us in
flavor that
chat?
they have
What are
at
you
the Riot
drinking right now?
snack
You got
bar.
any nice tea? Got
Red
a
Bull?
Red Bull, you know? Add it all into the mix.
Good, do.
No, Pancotti's still 18-4. That's good.
It's kind of
That's cool.
unbelievable how good he's been.
And IGLing at the moment, as far as I know.
Yeah,
Was last week.
playing as the leader of this team. I mean, he has been so good for them. I think that we do have a little video. I know you guys love videos. This one was from Pencotta talking about his role switching back to being the IGL for this Loud team. Let's take a little listen.
Wow, I queued that up accidentally.
Yeah, good segue.
Os maiores desafios agora, eu acho que na função de GL, eu sinto que é a performance mesmo. Eu sou um jogador que sempre me cobrei no quesito da performance, mas agora que acaba que eu sinto que, tipo, meu firepower abaixa um pouco. Eu morro muitas vezes, tipo, olhando no radar, ou vejo uma brecha, passo na frente e morro. Então acaba que eu vou ter que acostumar um pouco com isso, de estar um pouco mais abaixo no quesito individual. Mas faz parte, se o time for ganhar, tô disposto a fazer qualquer coisa.
interesting to hear from Pankata. Obviously, he wasn't a player that was known as an IGL, spent the biggest part of his career with Sadak leading this Loud team, and now that he's over in Europe, having to actually take the mantle and
Is that where
Loud.
he went?
Yes.
Wow.
Did you think he'd just like...
Wait, what happened to Les?
He's also in Europe, actually.
Why did everyone go to Europe?
I don't know. You tell
Man.
me. You're the one who keeps going over there.
Oh no, I'm the one who always comes back.
That's true.
I'm so real for that.
That's
By the
called
way,
framing.
big Sippy's update from chat. I'm seeing a lot of waters personally. Staying hydrated out there.
I
You
respect
gotta love.
that.
Oh, where'd he go?
There was a keyboard issue in that last round from one of our players that may have impacted the round. Admins are investigating right now.
No.
We'll give you updates as soon as possible.
Not a keyboard issue.
So we've had a mouse, we've had a keyboard.
A
Is
major
that why they
mouse
couldn't get
issue.
on the spike?
Major mouse issue. Oh, that could have actually explained it.
It is a
We'll see.
possibility.
Looking like a
unclear.
Moose at Spotlight. You remember that round?
Yeah, Moose just not diffusing the spike.
He hit his Windows
Hit
key.
the
I think.
Windows key, couldn't get in there.
Nice. Classic.
It really
What
is.
was the other iconic one of those? Was it Marved?
Oh, yeah. So that was...
Marved on Haven
I almost
C?
said Energy. I
Oh
think,
my god.
Against like
was it
Nitro.
Optic or Envy? I
I
don't
think
know.
it was
one of those
against 100
teams.
Thieves when they had Nitro.
Yes, it
I
definitely
remember
was.
that.
It was Finesse and Marved in a 2v0
Yeah.
on C long. They went to pick up an operator, no one defused.
Yeah,
Classic.
I appreciate that. By the way,
Adrian.
I'm gonna need us. Hey, I'm gonna need us to lock in, okay?
Unlocked.
Because we've been called out. Laundry Smeller 1 tells us
What a name.
these casters don't know about KC Sawdog? Question mark? Question mark. That's 2 question
Well, don't
marks.
say these casters. It was just you.
Well, no. Laundry Smeller 1 said these casters. We're all in this together. We're all in this boat. It's sinking.
Personally,
They
I
weren't
think
paying
the boat
close
is
enough
more so
attention.
over here, and you're more so over
Yeah,
there.
you're sinking. I'll
I've
consider
got an
throwing you a
oar
paddle.
over here.
Goat Kata.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's go loud.
Wing Lodu.
Wing Lodu. I
Yeah,
don't know
the
what that
emoji's
is.
not translating quite as well.
I'm
What-
waiting,
what are
I'm
these
waiting for
eggs?
Laundry Smeller 1 to fire back.
Can we investigate the eggs? Because we were talking about them earlier.
The
Oh,
eggs?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, wait, we've got eggs here. Hold on. Ages 4+.
Okay, are you 4+?
It says it right here.
Well, it's your birthday today, and you're turning 6, so thankfully you'll be good.
EG for the win. Yep.
What do we got here? Okay, we got some colors.
Are they confetti eggs?
Someone,
It didn't pop!
is it
didn't
true
pop.
that someone told me that I can just throw this up into the air?
Yeah, do it.
Try
One of the
if you
producers
break
did.
something.
Okay. I don't know
Oh,
what that
not hit the ceiling.
Oh, it
Wait,
landed
it
on the
didn't even break.
couch.
Hold on,
it landed
hold
on
on.
the couch.
There we go.
Nice.
That's something.
It keeps landing on the
God.
couch. There's a lot going on. Oh, we're getting
you're-
more
you're
cards.
scaring
Giving us
me.
more eggs. That's
We don't,
Oh
we don't
my
need
God.
this much ammunition
Oh, nice.
of this raining down.
stupid.
We're celebrating
Stimuli.
this moment. Pansy's in
Stimuli.
the chat.
Oh, Pansy!
Get out. Close the stream, Lauren.
Whoa,
Close
whoa, whoa.
the stream.
Sorry, we cannot run
What a
the
shame.
next thing Pansy typed in chat.
Interesting.
Hey, Pansy, let's keep it clean over there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Little update on the stage. Keyboard issue was there, but it did not affect the outcome of the round. Therefore,
Nice.
admins have deemed we will not be replaying it. The score of 5-5 stands, but we are getting a new keyboard for the player affected.
Nice.
Do they have to build the keyboard? Is that what we're waiting on?
We tried to do that for you a couple weeks ago.
Yo,
and it-
shout out Mimi. She's a real one. She helped me build a custom keyboard
It's a nice
for the
keyboard.
first time.
Let's go EG. We believe. Minor spelling mistake.
Alive, yeah.
Is that what you're here for?
Yo,
Just-
by the way, Dan the Penguin, me and Mimi ran into Dan the Penguin at
At a
coffee
coffee
this
shop,
morning.
yeah.
Shout out Dan the Penguin. He made clove.
Dan the Penguin is also a man, not just the guy in Wyatt's
Oh,
lap.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. There's
Oh.
a man whose name is
Yeah.
Dan, but
So-
also his name is
And he's an
Penguin.
agent developer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he was.
I didn't know that.
We were on the league playtest team together. We used to come to the smoothie bar frequently for smoothie bar one-on-ones.
Right
Very
where we
important
are.
meetings.
Nice.
Where we are right now. Yeah. Then he went on to bigger and better things.
What agents has he designed?
Clove, and now works on like live balance, like the gun balancing.
When's he nerfing
updates.
Tail?
Dan. Say something. Say something, Dan.
Speak on the issue.
Any second now.
Get the mic. Do we have a mic?
Surely. Are you telling me that the
Speak up, Dan.
65 damage didn't fix Teo? Might need to go down slightly to like 50 maybe.
That is really cute.
Well, we've got him mic'd up. I don't know why he isn't saying anything.
Yeah, he doesn't
Was
want
Is
to
he shy?
Little shy.
Little camera shy.
Okay, well.
Well, you got what
They
you
should let
wanted.
Dan the Penguin
Zakami
pass
Tessero.
around.
What do you say, producer in my ear?
No, he said we are getting ready checks.
Oh, nice, nice. We're getting
Means
ready
We
checks.
should be getting into the game again shortly.
Nice.
We're already in the room.
Love that. Love that. Love that.
Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good
Okay.
one. Weberl says, I think the casters should start an esports team. They are the smartest in VCT anyway.
Why did
I
Stride
agree.
that?
No, that's pretty based.
You won Champions 2021, right? SND Sports.
True.
Was
there's
that
also-
written by you,
God.
Ender?
No, that was
The
a real
producers are telling
person.
me that was written by @Ender. Wait a minute.
Guys, the game is on.
That it is. Finally back into it.
And
Sounds
Loud
tech
said,
pause.
let's stack up towards Art and triple face, and if they walk at us, we're going to kill them.
Revolutionary war type beat.
I like that strat. EG, they're taking a main control. Slowly, but surely. What? What? I'm explaining the round.
chat. I'm still reading chat.
The tone of your delivery just really got me there. I don't know why. No, dude, please
Comedy.
continue with a round like that.
And Loud, they are flanking up mid, but here's that
Wait, they have
sheer
to do
wall.
some like movement.
Wait, what is?
Some movement.
Oh, they've got it activated, and it's all a ruse. They will be going back to Art.
EGU's an ult here, so doesn't tag anyone. They're using 2 ults here. Against mostly Sheriffs.
You're so smart, Mimi. How did you count to 2?
I just feel like that might be a lot. To be fair, they think Loud Force here doesn't matter though. That's 1 with the Sheriff already.
Pancata is just, even in the ecos, adding up kills.
Oh, good flash from Digizin.
That's 2.
He's
Game's even,
ulting?
and
He's
he's
handling
sending it.
this.
Wants to win this round. Spots out 1 player. Knows
Spots
the
out
second
2.
is in main. Will he pop out on the right timing? He's out of the ultimate and TPing back into sight. Low time.
Wait, you can
Dewey
full
can
stick back
defuse
there.
around the corner, but the missiles should win this round because time is already so far gone. And he can't get on the spike. The kills not coming through either, and it got dangerous, it got dicey, but nature saves the day with a 4K.
EG have been doing a really good job at staying alive and spamming the spike with utility
That is
late
the
and
EG
stopping
classic.
Loud from defusing.
Unironically, like
They're
going
playing
back
to the win con.
to when they was a world champion team, Putter was always like, what if we just spam the smokes on Pearl? And then we win the round.
Ah.
Burl. Just spam the...
Nicholas Garrison. Oh my.
Is Nate,
Did we
Nature
just have to
Nicholas?
censor a lot?
Yeah. That was like you listen to like a modern song on the radio and there's just 40% is cut.
Did you guys know Nature's full name is actually Nicholas Acher?
No.
That's not... I don't believe that's
No.
what Icy just said.
Oh, I thought that's what he was saying.
No, I think you might have misheard.
I think you're wrong.
Loud,
Okay.
they've got the full buy.
My
They've
bad.
got 1 opportunity to tie this up 6-6. And okay, Scrappy in the duels, but too easy, at least trades it back, and then Nature gets his.
That's a big ulti. Loud going for this mid fight. Looks just going to walk out into mid, but isn't quite there either. Still more bodies entering the fray. You think about it, Loud have never on a buy round fought into mid, so those extra angles unexpected. Jin walking down B long also finds, and it sort of blocks CG out of this round.
Allowed to remember their confidence this round. Map 1, it was all about the duels here. Just swing them in mid, swing them in main. Get yours. It's a 2v4 now for Evil Geniuses.
Stealth drone over from Loud being sent to clear out a ton of A main, so some valuable info gained for them as we're heading to the tail end of this round, and EG will begin to feel a bit of pressure from the clock, needing to get this spike down on the A site. Could get slowed down by these thorns being activated. Cross map from Luke Show as well.
Now and see, nice shot. Not should lock up this round. Yay! Oh, nice adjustment, but he doesn't find the kill. And it's 6-6 yet again. 2 maps in a row where we're tied even at half.
Loud just going for some of those open faces towards Art and finding success, getting the trades back, pressuring in towards mid after the fact. Great timing caught by Pancata.
Look, you can't tell me that this is not just the exact same map we just watched. It's 6-6 at the half. EG have like no individual player that's popping off. Meanwhile, Pancata is doing even better this time, 21-5.
It's deja vu
What the
on
flip
Pearl
flop?
as we head to the break. 6-6 half. Let's check in again with Benkata. He had a monstrous first half back on Lotus, and at the halftime here on Pearl, 21-5. I would say that's pretty good.
Yeah, this is basically an exact repeat of what happened on Lotus.
Really?
At half, Benkata going crazy and tied up 6-6. The difference this time, though, is that Luxio has had a very slow start, sitting at 5-8. As of right now, I think this is probably his worst performance of the maps that he's played, and has set an unbelievably high standard for himself. He is consistently top fragging, dropped 27 on map 1. Top fragged 5 out of 6 of the maps he played prior to that. I mean, it's just been on another level.
Yeah, if this guy doesn't get 24 kills in a map, that's an underperformance for him.
Oh, he's dropped min 20, I think, on every map. I could be wrong, and I could be lying. I think there was one he had 18, and he still top fragged for that because Loud rolled, but every other map, 20 minimum, I think. Or I'm lying. We'll check in on that. Source, trust me.
All missiles away.
No one's really here on B to hold.
I mean, they're going to be getting here pretty quickly, right? EG trying to get past the one-way to Jazindo. Early trades. And Loud are divided up around the wall for a moment, but with all these smokes down, it should be easy enough to get into a comfy post.
The smokes are falling now, and EG has pretty much all arrived. Derek just a little later than the rest of the team.
And Luxio trying to find timing, but forced back by Util.
Yeah, into the side already. A lot of utility for backhaul, but Loud are holding their nerve. And Luxio, is this his round to turn it back into his favor? Absolutely. Easy 3 for Luxio. He's up to 8.
There's something about him on the pistol rounds with the Ghost that results in consistent multi-kills. He is so sharp.
And he also ends up being the guy that's usually saving the next round a lot of times too, just carrying up a pistol, still finding value in those as well. So this will actually be Loud winning both pistols on this map, right? I guess that would be the big difference compared to the last map where EG won the first pistol and it started snowballing away from them. EG came into this half with momentum, but Loud have stolen that away for just a moment at least.
That could be a much-needed moment of confidence gain for Luxio to get right back into this game. Also, in the second half on Lotus, that's when he surged up the scoreboard and tied with Benkata, so perhaps we will just get the exact repeat of history.
At that point, I'd want to see a third map to see if we could just do it again.
Loud are taking their time now in the mid-round, getting some control over towards that A extremity. Luxio getting that space. Going to try and allow an opportunity for Loud to pivot back to A if necessary. Wow, actually trying to catch the Simon to walk into the site. Isn't spotted. Creeping through the smoke. This is the makings of a crazy timing for him to get a free kill.
It's the anti-eco, like, hero lurk, because you only have the pistol, so you kind of have some freedom later in a round like this to go crazy.
Guys,
and
he
here
might
come
be
the rotates.
catching the timing.
Yeah, Derek's only got a classic, so even him sticking around on site isn't too big of a problem.
30 seconds left.
And there it is.
And yeah.
That is super free. The rest of the team are getting to the site now for a very easy plant.
Look where Benkata is as well. He's ready to support. Just peek his head. Oh my god! Through the wall.
That was actually Mike Herman trapped in Breaking Bad through the wall.
2 for 2 with the references today.
Really going in with the Breaking Bad cinematic universe references. And I'm not mad at it. All right. Pretty clinical for Loud. This is legitimately starting, just like how the second half did.
No.
Luxio gets a bunch of kills on the pistol, and then he cleans up a couple on round 2 with a pistol.
In 2 rounds, he has doubled his kills.
He is right back in the game.
Let's go, boy. I like that shit.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for not censoring that.
Always a gift.
Where are you?
All right. On over the top, instant break from EG with Device Nature playing back street.
Yeah, again, heavy buy round 3, Loud carrying over from the FPX. And breaking apart mid very early on. I mean, Luxio's going on a Bit of a mission down towards Street, setting up for a split 4-1, just leaving him islanded here with the clone to buy some distraction into connector.
Yeah, going to say, in juxtaposition to EG when they were on attack, they did not prioritize getting into mid early on.
Icy ran out of time on his Stevie. Now he'll swing in, has a second to escape, and does get out as Nature picks up a kill. The lurk from Luke Shaw. Activated into the site. Good timing, found onto Nature, who's got blindsided, and Icy on the swing as well. Barely finds a shot.
Oh my god!
Luke Shaw, this rookie man,
Last player standing.
he is so good.
I mean, just 3 different fights in different locations. The first one handed to him, right? Not looking there. But then to win the next 2, felt like EG kind of rushed their way into the fight. Whether it was Ye swinging back hall when you've got the double flank coming down into Street.
And again, because they do that FPX buy on their anti-EQ after winning pistol, they get a really solid one here. Tons of rifles to play with. That is clinical on the third.
And the thing is, when you go for a 4-1 split like this, you're usually like, the one player is usually the last to activate, or it's a throwaway 1-for-1 going to the site to pull heads. You're not getting 3 kills like that.
And if you guys remember Potter's interview after map 1, her gripe she gave to Riv was that they never had any money in the second half. That every anti-eco round was getting out of control, that they couldn't win against their opponent's bonus, and look where we are now.
She's on the phone with EG corporate. Give us money, please.
Won't be the first time. Okay, Luke Shaw shut down by the Marshal. What a headshot from Ye.
That's certainly a way to get a little stimulus package there. Little eco kill. Now baiting out the wall from Loud. This is pulling 4 rotators in, but Pancata, once more, the solo Street lurk.
Don't let him do it again, please.
Oh, this might be a brutal timing. Yes, Superman going to get that free as it comes.
Out from heaven, flash and nicely damaged. EG, they're firing back. It's a flawless, thrifty win.
Potter back on the phone with EG corporate. Cancel that, don't give us money.
That was so well done. Luke Shaw getting shut down initially towards A, and then Loud feel like, okay, we got to force ourselves into B, and EG rotated, stacked it up.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a nasty shot. I mean, to the, yeah, and then Ye is able to rotate from there into back halls.
Right.
Nature happy about it. And Ye has an off. This is always a key when you're playing these Yoru Jet compositions.
Yeah. That brings me back to the good old days.
Do you want to say it for me?
No.
Okay.
I'll let you get that
Hold
line
on.
off if something happens with Ye, but
I'm holding. I'm on the edge of my seat.
at the moment there is a ton of initiator util
Prime Ye!
you
He got
use to
one
force
kill.
him back, and it just doesn't even matter.
He swung in and got 1 kill.
Yeah, but that's 1 more kill than he was getting with bleed most
It is pretty prime.
Oh my god.
That's messed up. That was uncalled for.
Strays on strays.
That was
I'm Ye's biggest fan. Don't even start with
Don't
me.
get it
That was
twisted.
Don't get it mistaken.
Yay. Going
He's
through
getting
the
it twisted.
smoke.
Okay, that's actually prime. Yeah, that is so sick.
He's so back. He's so back.
I mean, the knives during the Steel Garden is so insane.
He's got the op back.
We've waited years for this.
Here.
Gonna wait a little
Not
longer.
that. 5v2, I want the highlight reel. Come on, Ye.
One
Through
enemy
the
remaining.
smoke. Icy takes the first. Ye whiffs.
Pancata looking sharp right now, but double face from EG to clean him up. Was worried that
Well, we got some Prime Ye, then we got
Felt
some
with it one.
DSG Ye at the end there.
so they're able to convert that round. EG are suddenly right back in the game, huh? Looked like Loud would be going to be up 10-6, and they have come to life. This was so sick. The immediate swap to the knives off of the Steel Garden was crazy. What a play. And I'm looking at Pancata on the scoreboard at a chill 25-7, and honestly, I'm starting to... it's a lot of kills, but I feel like they haven't been super high impact in these last few rounds. Not to take away from that
they were in the
obscene
first half.
stat line, but yeah, he really got Loud to, you know, off to a surging start, but EG are getting right back into this game.
We can't get too complacent with these eco rounds. EG has been losing a hell of a lot of them this game.
Oh, good dodge on the flash there. Breaking all the utility.
Oh,
Oh, wait, we're not
I see.
breaking the utility.
Bro, you gotta hit those. He almost dies for it. Thankfully, Ye has got his back in the TP. Back into it with the ultimate. That should sure it up. Superman. Where did he get those from? Cowanzine as well? Wanted to put on a highlight reel, but he'll be shut down as EG tie us back up at 9.
Scary when Icy had to teleport out, but I like that instant dimensional drift.
Having
Gives
to use the
rest of
dimensional
the team a
drift on the
great
eco
timing.
round, though.
I think it's fine. You take it. When it
A win's
offers
a
you up a
win.
clean round like this,
They all lined up so perfectly for Supa there.
Leave
I
me
mean,
hanging, baby.
I
Come
suppose
on.
it's unfortunate they lost 2 at the end, but realistically, it doesn't matter. Their cash is really solid at the moment.
Yeah, it'd be winning that eco and stringing a couple together, they're going to be set for a long, long time. But this round for Loud is the swing, I feel. They're buying down low. They've got 3 monster ultimates. You've got to be winning a round like this if you're spending it all.
All right, so early on, pretty standard. You have that stealth drone from your attacking Taeho clear out everything towards B main, while the rest of the team are attempting to make their way slowly into Arc. Some noise being made now. Prowler coming through. Just going to give the information on Superman's angle, force him back.
Wow, Tuz was considering the early ult there. Now going to pop that into the site. Not going to find anything. They're probably going to think there will be players up inside of A main at the moment.
I mean, that is some thorough util. Everything cleared out. This should be a pretty safe plant, and then they can rip that Cosmic Divide after the spike is down. They have the Armageddon for delay later. Cowanzine is, of course, going to get the missile cycled up as well.
Icy's working on a flank. He falls off.
my God.
It's a near kill off the missile. Superman, right before the wall goes up. Finds DGZ. So it's a 5v4 retake. Loud has forces still left alive on this site, and they have to be stalwart in their defense with the swings from EG. Util good. Luke Show! He was stunned! But still the round's not done. Loud. Walled off. Pancata holding, and there's no trade for Ye. Missiles, a pull. The spike is stalled. But the wall is still up for another moment. Now it'll fall down. A stun ready to go. Spam needs to come in as Pancata. He comes alive, and Loud win out the rounds. They take their lead back.
And that's how a post plant will go when you have your Astra and Taeho able to survive to the very end. That miscue timing, though, through the Cosmic Divide, where it obviously Ye had intentions of swinging through, and either someone didn't listen to his call to go through, and he ended up going alone, or there was some kind of communication mishap that occurred, which allowed Pancata to get that free kill, get it into the 2 versus 2.
Are you serious? I got.
How frustrating is that for EG?
Feels like a few times he's been on a different page compared to other players on his team.
Look at the EG economy right now going into this round, by the way. 3 players are bought down to effective nothing.
And they don't have a great loss bonus either. This now turns from the swing round for Loud to one for EG.
I mean, this is just a pivotal round period. Loud don't have great money either. Super late in the game, a round that could certainly be worth 2, excuse me.
The thing is, all the big ults were used in the last round. Maybe Derek gets an ult online at some point in this round, but on defense, playing passively towards A, very unlikely. That explosive retake potential EG are hoping for, not going to be able to tap into that. And Jin finding the opening towards B makes so much rely on the other carries of EG.
God. Ye was just swinging through that.
Here's
Max
Nature
confidence.
on the site, repositioning into the close corner. This could be deadly. There's a duel in mid as well, but Nature, he's gone. And now it's on Supa, who does find his mark. Still, it's a big disadvantage here. 4v2. Does Derek take this time? And he wants to, but the coverage is thorough from Loud.
At this point, they can just gather back up, play passively. Astra alive, Taeho alive, 2 versus 4.
Yeah.
Nightmare situation for EG.
Dudgeson in back hall, but he still has the teleport to escape to long after he takes this first fight. Or even if EG wait too long to get back into the site.
I don't know if they can even win this round. Time's low, the player's long. This is going to be so difficult, but that's a solid start. Still, the util is a definite problem for Evil Geniuses. They're going to try and get on the spike, but there's a player there ready to spam, a player there ready to push, and Derek, he's going to die for it. EG, the money is bad, and Loud is up now 11-9 in this game.
A pivotal round for them to close out this game, and aside from just winning the round itself, crushing the EG economy, it's gotten Dijazine to that dimensional drift. And that can be used on the final buy that EG will have, of course, unless they thrifty here. And that could be enough to close this game out.
Looks like EG are going to be calling a tech coming out of this. Just to look at sort of the state of their buy, whether or not they can do anything. Because for my eyes, it's like, yeah, you could maybe get 1 or 2 hero rifles, but that means you won't be able to buy the op for Ye in the next round. So what I'm sort of expecting Potter to come in with here is instead to say, no, we need to save to get that op, because I think it's been so effective for Ye.
It's so obscene also that Pankata is 28-8. In all of these post plants, he's just finding a kill or two. He slowed down a little bit, you know, late in that first half into this one, and now has just been consistent value every single round.
And I think we have Riv here again to get a check-in on how our teams are doing.
Just real quick, we saw that thrifty coming back for EG. A lot more proactive than they're calling and what they were doing on that round. But it seems like Loud figured that out again. They're getting back into this game.
Oh, and Riv, funny thing, you were muted that entire time. Try it again. Oh, let's give him that headset, Chris. It seems like the mic's not working. We want this insight.
I'm not sure.
Riv, quickly.
Riv, run.
Riv's giving up on it. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine, Riv.
This is so sad.
Look, we're just a little disappointed.
Yeah,
we're a little
hate to see that.
NT Riv. He was given some good stuff.
Well, hey, we could do a tech pause and figure that out, and then no? Okay.
Maybe we just let the game play out.
Fine by me. It looks like there was a hero rifle purchased for Icy, but Supa is saving for an op for Ye.
The aforementioned Ye, picking up the Marshal again, has been favoring that weapon on a ton of eco rounds, both maps. Stealth drone destroyed, and Derek is caught by those salvos, needs to at least temporarily retreat as Loud put emphasis on getting A main early.
Kind of wild that EG are pushed out in mid. Although Luke Show has a flash there, so it's possible for him to tap that flash and see if anyone's pushed in. He's kind of missed the window on that now, and with Icy where he is, he could here rotates out of A if that ever comes down to it. Or just go for the fast flank.
All right, Dimensional Drift is going to be used on this anti-eco to get Loud to match point. Dejazine running through the A site, getting all the info, realizes for his team that it is completely empty. Luke Shaw goes down on the flank.
Okay.
That's a gun for Ye.
Oh, and that's the wall taken down as well. So all of a sudden, Icy is going to be on this flank so much faster than Loud would ever expect.
Yeah, they're going to need to be heightened in the awareness to be able to pick off Icy.
I don't think anyone's going to be looking, at least not yet. When does that internal clock start to tick? When do they realize not fast enough? It doesn't matter! Icy misses the mark!
With the hero rifle too. That was EG's chance to get back in. Now the Tejo ultimate going down. They might just be able to get on the spike.
They're gonna try to. Nature holding things down. The missile's coming in.
Haft
gets it halfway. Dies for the efforts, but Supa with the bucky. He's gone through the smoke, and now Derek has to defend. He's trying to stick in the 2v2, the defuse. It's coming through, and EG on their thrifty round, despite the bumbles, despite the mistakes, win it out regardless.
That was huge. I think the Armageddon from Derek is really the big difference maker there.
That
because there were tail missiles on the other side, but they came in late because that tail was trying to run out of the other one's ulti.
My God, what a shot from Ye. But that's the risk of being the lurk on an anti-eco and getting proactive to the extent that you pushed all the way down B long alone while your team is 4 over at A. You know players are going to be in ratty positions with worse by guns, and you could get punished for overextending.
And now the situation is flipped. Loud with a couple of Guardians, some light armors. Ye has the operator that was donated over to him because of the save on the previous round.
This is everything on the line for Loud. Look at the state of their cash. It is brutally low. I mean, same for EG. It has been neck and neck, back and forth, this entire map.
It is interesting to me how passively EG are playing some of these lines deep towards our sort of the passive op line into A main instead of pushing forward to the box. Even back on B, Icy's on that site, but he's not holding anything. He's waiting for a wall to be triggered.
Flash, haunt combination, so Loud can try and get some presence in street, and the stealth drone will clear out everything for them.
Good util from EG in reply.
Down to 40 seconds, they still haven't broken the wall on this site. This is a hard one to exec into.
Icy has a great position. Ye still has his flash.
Nightfall will sell his position quickly though, so if Loud can scale off that.
No clone for DGZ. They have to just send it through
Huge
this wall.
stall.
but the stall, you're right. They're completely canceled out here. 25 seconds. And now, finally, the go button getting pressed, but Icy in the corner. The wall up. Icy, he whiffs again! And that might just do it. Nature now in a tougher position than he ever could have fathomed. Loud. How are they doing this?
Well, now it's a 3v4 retake for EG. Ye still has an operator in his hand. The spike is going to be planted, and Tui's falls. Still, it's traded out by Kalzian on the other side. EG are flooding into the site, but it's about to be a 1v3. It's just not going to happen. It's all
and
Loud.
It's Icy in 2 rounds, whiffing out on the critical kill.
How does he get that? He's being bounced by the wall forward with just the classic. That is insane.
That might just lose this series for EG.
And that's a round where EG, they slammed the Visor.
He only had a classic.
I cannot believe he's able to find that. So obscene. And the Nature playing forward, sadly can't even find one in that moment. Pancata, by the way, 1 kill in that round, gets him to the 30 bomb. 30 for 9 on the map.
Over 3.0 KD.
Dude, why is Pancata showing up like this in a match that has no stakes?
Because he wants to win a damn game, Kristen.
No, but this is just like a generational performance out of Pancata. Like, oh my word.
He's out here like, hey, Loud, y'all better keep me for next stage. I was not the problem.
We never lose 5 times in a row.
12-10.
Yeah, don't forget, this is also EG coming off of a win against what we thought was the best team in the group in Crew.
Yeah, who did, you know, they won their last game.
Yeah, but that was
Under Thieves.
Unbelievable. And now, on the borderline of losing against a winless team.
This Loud team has so much potential going into stage 2, man. They have such unbelievably talented players. Luxio has been an incredible rookie acquisition. When you have your world champ IGLing and dropping 30, you can't be going 1-4 if they win this game.
This round is rough too. EG series point on a low
I've
by
seen this
force.
round in EMEA. I'm a little scared about the Bucky.
I mean, they've won 2 Thrifties already in this game, or this half even.
Oh, don't let him get away with this. Don't let him do something with the Bucky. That's 1 already.
Oh my god, he's not aware. Icy gets the
He's lacking critical information.
That's a 30-kill player, not checking his corners. You can't go into this Bucky. You can't swing this Bucky. Please don't swing the Bucky. Okay, it's fine. DJ Sin comes up and saves the day, and Loud, they fight back, bounce back into this round, but Icy! Redemption from the whiff! Just for 3, and EG have the gap to 1.
I think we have to talk about the absurdity of that round for EG. First of all, it's a full force Bucky, Sheriff, Stingers nonsense. But also Loud had 3 players that were 1 orb away from having ults. The fact that they get these fights here, Icy's finding that and teleporting back to be involved in this.
Yeah, that was
bad work.
A great reposition, nice transfer. Ye swinging bottom of street as well at the exact same time. He's got the Outlaw at the moment.
3 light armors.
3 targets on Loud that are susceptible to the one-shot, and he's positioned on B where they're headed.
And importantly, it's Dudges in with light armor. The guy that's often taking the first fight. It doesn't matter for the Outlaw, but it might matter for the round.
Oh, yeah.
Big damage.
Gets the tag down to 10 HP on Pancata.
Tui's going to grab that orb. It likely won't come into play unless he gets a bunch of kills and the spike down. More important is the fact that the other 3 Loud players have ultimates to play with. Use that Cosmic Divide to try to nullify some angles, force out. Yay, but he's able to capitalize regardless.
The spam is good for the trade, but it's still a 4v3. Ult for Luxio. Icy replying with the Dimensional Drift, pushing back towards Long. He's seen them all. The rotates will arrive, and look at Icy. The wall means no audio on him, and he's repositioned all the way back to Long.
EG going to take their time, wait for these walls to come down. 40 seconds left, and Loud aren't even on the site. They're stuck back in Hull. The missiles to force them out into the open.
But the wall is still up, and Icy doesn't have his shot. 30 seconds now. Derek worried about a push towards spawn, but the util to stall out.
And the wall's coming down now.
They're double swinging back into the site.
Oh, it looks like they know.
They're so ready for Icy, but he could still pick a good time and could find his moment. Flash up. Icy spots one. Another flash, 15 seconds. Loud. They need to get the plant down, but EG is sending in all the troops. And Pancata, the IGL, the star. It should be just too much. 4 seconds, he's out of time. EG, OT, they're not out yet.
Yo, why is this series a giga-banger? It's a 13-11 map 1, OT map 2. What is going on?
It comes down to Loud's inability to deal with EG when they're on eco rounds. 3 times in that half, I believe.
Literally, it was EG without money had a higher round win rate, I think, than when they had guns.
Or equivalent, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, they go 3 for 3. That's crazy. Loud have to be so frustrated, feeling that they threw that game away. At 12-10, EG on an eco. They win it out. Loud carrying 3 ults into the final round. Not enough to get them over the finish line. Cowan's dead before he can use the Armageddon. Articia's in glass cannon off, peeking through doors early.
He's had a rough series, but in OT, it's not gonna change. Dead to Icy. And EG up 5v4. Luke Show, he's not finding the mark either. And EG now a clean advantage and a golden pathway to B.
Yeah, nobody on that B site. No Vi's utility to worry about any longer.
And those are the kind of shots that Digicine just never misses, frankly. Such a rare whiff from him. EG are in prime position to get to this match point.
And they've still got a couple flashes on Icy. They've got the stun from Derek. They've got so many fighting tools. Loud really need to find a pick out from Heaven, but those angles aren't being offered up to them just yet.
EG have both their post-plant players stuck in towards long. Loud have to go quickly if they even want a chance of winning this. They see Icy, that's a free opener, so maybe a chance now. They swing towards backside, no one's looking at Pancata, no one's looking, and now it's all about the post-plant.
Oh, but there's still 2 stars down
Missiles
right now.
already got used. The pull will come in next. No, the stun to start. Tui's pushed away, but it's a 2v1.
The other star's gone.
There's no pull. He's got to run. He has to stop Tui's. Tui's sticking, holding the shorty. It's enough from Derek. And EG, they have their own shot at map point.
Even that round is coming down to the wire. After getting a huge opening advantage from EG, the work Pancata did backside a little bit silly, and it's Derek with the Red Bull clutch.
Just has no business getting that close. The 3 players who were stacked up back halls got completely warped. First, there was the barrel spotted on the player who's tucked into the corner. Then Pancata wraps around rather with that nebula just obscuring the view from the players in B long. That was so well played. Derek clutches it up at the last moment.
All right, let's take a breather. Timeout.
All right, I'll
Keep it chill. Keep it chill.
This game was just supposed to be the waiting room for the last one that mattered of the season.
This is a long, long waiting room.
It's been an entertaining one, though. Pancata, 1 kill away from tying Stage 1 America's kill record in a single map. That's at 33. He's tying it now, actually. 1 away from setting that record at 33.
Madness. On the Astra. Makes sense.
And he might just do it on a map loss.
Yeah, we're 26 rounds in now. Pancata's died 12 of them. Less than half.
That's insane.
Minor spelling mistake.
Yeah. Are we going to keep calling out the spelling mistakes?
I think at this point in the game.
I just can't help myself.
Yeah, the Cluth.
Derek Luth.
The 2 people fell into the Cluth trap.
Just brutal.
Let's lock in.
All right. Can Loud hang around on Pearl, the map pick of EG, or is this going to come down to the wire on Split, the decider?
Those are the 2 options.
Stealth
So
drone
peaceful.
just going to get all of that info towards B early on. Standard opening when you've got the Tejo.
But this time it's not a slow round. Loud is just full group for a 5 hit on B.
I see. Don't let us down back there.
Yeah, he needs to do it this time. Fakes his TP out. Now he's hot committed.
Yeah, he chose to go back to a deeper angle. He's played that backside a few times around.
Resets onto the TP. Nature dodges out onto the haunt and the flash to fight back in. Sheer baited. It's just going to be a re-exec though. Loud is sending it. Here they come, Loud, into the site. Icy swings out, finds one,
Huge.
2 from Icy. That's what you need to see, but Pencata breaking records and maybe winning this round. Needs a little more, though. 2 already. But Yay on this late flank could be the knife in the back. Yay, when does he arrive? Just at the perfect time. One more kill. It's Tui's off the bench in the roster, trying to end a game on a clutch. But this time he can't do it. EG in overtime push us all the way to split.
Kill record broken for this stage, and you can't win the map. 2 of them, Lotus, Pearl, both coming down to the wire. 34 and 13 for your Astra, and you can't get over the finish line. That is so brutal.
That's ridiculous. But you know what? It couldn't have happened any other way. Of course we're going to a map 3. Of course it's a nail biter. Going the absolute distance.
Yeah, we got a banger series for no good reason.
I'm loving it.
For no reason.
Loving it.